Hello, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I trust that whoever needs to hear this message will find it. This is a general reading, so as always, take what resonates, leave what does not. And my intention with my readings is to help you to find answers and understand and get to your highest potential through tarot, pointing out things and maybe what you need to focus on and maybe what you need to let go of. It has helped me tremendously on my journey, and I just wanted to share and give back. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups. That's an interesting one. That's pretty cool because the person is facing the cups. I feel like you might be facing a situation. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, we have the Tower. See, that's the energy that I was feeling, was the Tower. Is that you're facing a situation, but don't think of it as a bad thing, right? Again, it's all about perspective, and I feel that you're kind of going to be facing something, but I feel like it's going to help you to realize something and realize, kind of looking at like what's really important in your life and almost having that aha moment. I feel like we have the Four of Pentacles and then the Seven of Wands. I almost feel like you're really like figuring out what's important to you. I like the Tower because the Tower represents something that is built on a false foundation, and it represents that like it's crackling and it's crumbling, and it's like it keeps going higher and higher and higher until it finally like falls down. But it's like those things have to happen in order for you to see, okay, what's important and what's not important. What do I want to focus on and what do I not want to focus on? And I feel like this situation is going to bring in a lot of stability in your life with this Ace of Pentacles. And I also feel like it's going to have you go in a different direction financially. I feel like you're finally going to be able to stand up for what it is that you believe in and focus on you, because I feel like this Four of Pentacles energy represents focusing on you. I feel like you're facing something, but don't, it's almost like saying like thank you to the universe for letting me see this and to face this and to realize, okay, what's important and what's not. And seeing how I feel like a lot of your energy has been going into building this Tower. So I feel that even though this, Eight of Cups is usually walking away, but in this deck, this person is facing it. Six of Pentacles, finding balance. I feel like maybe things are off balance for you right now, especially with this Tower being here. Definitely. The cards are just kind of flying out. Yeah, look at that. Endings, but I love how the sun is coming, like it shows the sun there. New beginnings with the Page of Wands and then the Four of Cups. I feel like it's kind of like reevaluating things. And then the High Priestess, looking within to make sure that you are focusing on, like I just feel like it's becoming more in tune with yourself. All right, bottom of the deck I looked at, and we have the Three of Cups, time to celebrate. I also feel like we have the Five of Swords here. Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's a really cool one too. This is my stained glass tarot if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using and getting a set for yourself. The Five of Swords. I feel like this feels very powerful to me, even though it's like the Five of Swords. But I feel like you're finally able to stand on your own. And that's what's important, and that's why these Tower moments are here. And this is for you to see, right? To focus on what is important to you. And I feel like endings, but then we have new beginnings and kind of realizing what it is you need to focus on and trusting that inner voice. I feel like you're kind of scattered because I like to go with the energy that I'm feeling with the readings, and I feel a little scattered and like I can't focus. And I feel like that might be you too. But I feel like after this situation, I feel like you're going to have more focus. Like it's going to come together, but maybe now you kind of feel like you're all over the place, but that's okay. Like that's what happens. That's what happens with the Tower moments, right? Because everything is all over the place. Everything is a mess. I feel like this card here, community. I felt, for some reason, I have this strong pull to the community that you surround yourself with. Like when I saw the Three of Cups, I felt like it's important to pay attention to the community that you have around you, whether it's the community that you're watching on social media, or it's the community, the people that you're surrounding yourself with, or the people that you hang out at work with, or maybe just paying attention to that and see if that's the right community for you. Or maybe you're having this feeling that, you know what, I think I need to change up my community. For some reason, I'm feeling that. Oh, the fates. Look at that. I love that. So beautiful. So I feel like this is where you're supposed to be. And to embrace where you are right now, and to not get frustrated with like, well, I was supposed to do this and I was supposed to do that. And, you know, sometimes we can get so caught up on that and get so frustrated with that it's like you're where you're supposed to be, because you're supposed to be at this Tower moment, and because this is what brings in endings, but this is what brings in new beginnings. But this also helps you to be more in touch with yourself and realize, I feel like ultimately it's like, just my personal opinion, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel like our journey here on earth is to really become comfortable with ourselves and to work through those roadblocks that we have within ourselves, and to really become comfortable with ourselves. And if we can do that, then everything else kind of falls into place, and some things don't seem as important, but some things seem more like the community that you surround yourself in, creating those memories. But I feel like you have to have that stability within yourself to be able to create that community and to make those choices for yourself in order to really know what's important to you. And I just feel like, for some reason, I feel like you're busy occupying yourself, and you're trying to ignore something. I feel like you're trying to ignore something, and you're trying to do busy work so that way you don't have to deal with something. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on. But I feel like this creates, okay, now it's time that I really have to deal with this. I really have to look at this. I really have to see this community that I'm surrounding myself, and I'm not listening to my inner voice, and that I have to have some things end, but then some things begin. I feel like it's a big into self-awareness, right? Sometimes we're just automatically going through the motions and we're not even realizing what we're doing. But when we take that time to really look within and see what's important and what's not important, then we start to make adjustments, and we say, you know what, why am I spending so much time thinking about this negativity, or surrounding myself with, you know, people that I don't really enjoy, or that, you know, I'm not getting true fulfillment from, and to start using my time more wisely. We have transcendence, achieving success, definitely. Achieving success. And that goes through, like, just because we go through one phase doesn't mean that we're not going to have other Tower moments. But it's always learning from those Tower moments that makes life richer, right? That makes life, each day, enjoying each day. And that we're not always trying to get to the next thing, or we're not living in the past, or we're not trying to push forward to the future. Ooh, I love this one. White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Definitely, I believe in magic. I believe in magic. I believe in magic. I do personally. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. I feel like this one is popping out too. And we have Wombat Spirit, which is be at home, which is being comfortable in your own skin. being comfortable in your own skin. And that's what this whole reading is about for you. And I feel like it has to do with that Four of Pentacles, is being comfortable in your own skin. There's something that's bothering you. There's something that maybe you're subconsciously that you keep doing or repeating, or a cycle that you keep repeating, and like it's not really coming through to get the message that it's time to break free from that. We're all on our own pace. We're all learning our own way. So don't be frustrated in that. And it doesn't mean anything good or bad. It just means that you're where you're supposed to be. And if this message really resonates for you, then, and you do a double take and you're like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to really think about that. Maybe it's time for me to make some changes. Maybe it's time for me to do things different. And we all have those aha moments, right? We all have those moments where we feel, okay, now it's time to make some changes. And sometimes we're like, you know what? I just want to keep things the way that they are because that's what I feel comfortable with. And that's perfectly fine. And that's fine. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And that when it's time, when the time is right, then it will change. We have stay true. The need for validation from others is an illusion. You are not responsible for how others perceive you, but it is your responsibility to stay true to yourself. And then we have all the key, and there's a key right there. All you do with ease and enthusiasm is the path to your goal, right? Things that are easy is the path to your goal. When you feel like it's an uphill battle, when you feel like you keep trying and trying and trying and nothing's working, then maybe it's time to step back and think, you know what? Is this the right thing for me? Why? Maybe this wasn't meant for me. Actions are secondary. Make the energy within your primary focus. Do not underestimate the little joys. And that's about enjoying every little moment. That's about enjoying each day. It's about, feeling that energy and like what feels right to you, what feels good to you, right? Sometimes maybe you're feeling frustrated. Maybe you're feeling angry. Maybe you're feeling irritated. Maybe you're feeling happy. Maybe you're feeling joyous. Maybe you're feeling like you just want to have fun, right? It's okay. Acknowledge those and go with it. Just let it happen. Let it flow. Stop working against it, because that's what makes things harder. Let's grab a message from the empowerment deck. It can be scary when you go outside of your comfort zone and you do things differently, and it feels awkward, and it feels funny, and it feels like, oh my goodness, So as a side note, I got a desk sent to me to review, which I'm gonna show you the desk, and then I'm gonna have a link. So, and it totally changed my little space. I have like this bump out space, and so this is it's kind of like an extra bedroom. It's not an extra bedroom, but it's just like this space. And so it's my work area. And I just spent like 2 days putting this desk together, and it totally changed my area. I'm having so much fun. I'm making it my little toy center. If you want to check out my TikTok, you can see all of the toys that I've gotten. And this is the first time I'm doing a reading on my new desk, and it's not at my old table. And it feels weird and it feels different. And part of me, like, I'm struggling with this reading, and I'm saying, should I just keep my table because I have it up on Marketplace to sell? And I'm like, should I keep it? I'm like, no, like, this feels really good. This feels right. Like, it'll fall into place, and it feels different, and it feels a little awkward. And I've been trying to set it up, and I was working, the last couple of days, and I'm exhausted, but yeah, I still am so excited to do my readings, and it feels different. And I feel like that's the same for you, is like when you go out of your comfort zone and things are different. And part of the reason why I chose to receive the desks, to do a review on it, is because it's something that has made me incredibly happy. Now, not only like the fact that I totally put the desk together, like nothing was put together, like it took me probably 6 hours to put the desk together, But I enjoyed every moment of it because it was me building something, right? Piece by piece. You know, I didn't even have an electric screwdriver thing. It was all by hand, and it felt really good. So it wasn't only that, you know, I created this desk, but it was like I put it together myself, and it took time. And each step, it was 45 steps, and I did it. And I feel like that's you too. Like sometimes it's 45 steps, you know, to get to that completion, and then it feels different, and you're like, did I make the right choice? But sometimes it's 2 steps. Sometimes it's 15. Sometimes it's 100. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just enjoying whatever step you are in your life right now and saying, how can I make out the most out of this step that I'm at, right? And to enjoy it, you know. And it was just like I would come home from work and I'd be so exhausted from work, but I would get excited because I was like putting the desk together. And it was like, and that's what I feel like, different things that you do, right? Look at, what other lesson could this be telling me? So it wasn't only that I just put a desk together, but it was that I was so proud of myself for coming home from work and having the energy to spend 3 hours each night and put it together, but to feel accomplished. And the finished product looks amazing. And I did it by myself. You know, I could have called one of my boys over and said, you know, can you come put this together? But it's like I wanted to do it myself, and I accomplished it myself. And so it was more than just that. And just like when I work at the grocery store, there's definitely things that I've learned from other people, watching other people. So what other things can you learn that are around you, right? That there's more lessons than what you realize. And looking at things from a different perspective and changing things up. Like I've said so many times before, and that's why I chose to do the desk, is because, like I said, change your living space. Change, the energy changes. The energy flows differently. It just moving your, like I said, I moved the bed from one side to the wall to the other side of the wall, and it changed the energy. What are those things that you can do, right, to change this energy? To change, to create, have this tower moment and say, you know what, maybe it's time for me to change things. Maybe it's time for me to do things differently. The key is like always keeping it moving, right? Sometimes we need to rest, but it's like, if it's time to move things, keep things moving. The key, we each have our own little key, and it's different. What works best for you? You don't need approval from other people, right? If you're in the community where you always feel you have to get their approval to do things, then maybe it's time to take a second look at that community. Be in that community that helps you to grow and helps you to feel good. We have advise yourself. Think about whatever issues you are facing and imagine the advice you would give a friend in the same situation. Challenge yourself to receive that advice and to act on it. You deserve to love yourself just as much as you love others. So take that same loving advice. I definitely do this a lot. So I put myself in a situation, and if I'm in a situation, I'm like, what would I tell a friend that's in the same situation as me? And I would listen to that, and then I would try and follow through with that. So that's really good advice. Ask yourself, are you truly, what do you need to look at, right? Are you focusing on what's standing up for what's important to you? Are you listening to that inner voice? Are you looking at, right, with the 4 cups, are you looking at the ones that are empty, or are you looking at the ones that are full? Is it time to take new actions? Is it time for endings? And then we have set boundaries. Oh, this is a good one. Know that it is all right to say no. Insist that those around you don't judge you, don't try to change you, and are honest with you. Expect people to present their authentic self and accept nothing less. Make sure you are heard and appreciated. That's why I keep saying is I feel like something about your community or people that are around you, or maybe what you're watching on social media, I feel like being true to that and feeling like you are accepted in that community, and don't look for their approval, right? Because you don't need, the need for validation from others is an illusion. You don't need that. The only validation you need is within yourself, that you feel right. And when you start to set those boundaries, some people may back away. Some people may get irritated, but then it's like, okay, do I need to change that relationship with those people and to show that that was the right move for you? I mean, only you can decide that. No one can choose that except for you. All right, let's grab one of these. Change can be scary, but change can be really good. And then you settle in, and then that becomes regular, and then it's time to change again. All right, we have the Six of Swords. All right, time to move on. And then I felt like the next one, that one's so pretty. That's so pretty. We have the Three of Wands. So pretty. I love the colors on that. I love her blue hair. So pretty. It's like the same one because they both have the blue hair. But not all of them have the blue hair. I'm just trying to check. Yeah, they have. That was funny that both the blue-haired ones came out. Okay, so let's read what she has to say here with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords. When something has failed or been defeated, it takes time to recover. Seek out whatever help you need to heal from the situation. If you are the victor, do not gloat. Key concept, rest after anxiety, compassion for all parties involved. So that's pretty interesting. So if you came out ahead, don't gloat, right? Don't throw it back in people's, don't say, well, I told you so, or I already, right? I knew that's what was going to happen. So not to be that way. But then if you've been through a lot, definitely with this Tower here, and maybe something hasn't worked out, take that time to rest and recuperate, and then look at the lessons that you can learn from that situation to get ready to move forward. It's okay to take time out. It's okay to take time out if you've been through a lot. Don't feel like you always have to push yourself through. If you're feeling like you need to rest, then rest. And then we have the Three of Wands. All right. Let's see. Assess your losses and your gains now, and if necessary, change your goals to align with new information. Be on the alert for those who could thwart you. Key concept, a pause in the endeavor, evaluating the situation. I feel like it's the same message that's coming through, right? It's about taking a pause and be on the alert for those. Again, I feel like the community for some reason around you, like just being aware of those that are trying to work against you. And maybe something, this Tower energy, I feel like you're going to face something, or you're going through something, or you're realizing something, or you're having that aha moment. This is a good thing, right? Don't look at this as the universe is working against you. The universe is trying to show you something, and maybe it's been telling you this message so many times you haven't heard it. So maybe this time around it's going to be a little stronger, right? I feel like it keeps telling us messages until we finally get it. All right, so we have our little charms, and we have, ooh, the horse. That's very pretty. It looks like very strong and very powerful, and I feel like it's going on your path. Then we have willpower. Sometimes you have to have that willpower to move forward with this Tower moment. Sometimes you have to have that willpower, and you have to stay strong. And you have to be like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, right? Just keep telling yourself. Sunflower. I feel like the sunflower represents that happiness, and I think sunflowers are so beautiful. We have inspire. Maybe buy yourself some sunflowers. There were a lot of people that were buying sunflowers at the grocery store. And it's only $4 for a bunch of flowers. So, and they were really nice, and they were so pretty, right? To remind yourself to stay positive. We have the turtle. The turtle, I feel, is very important, because realizing that sometimes these things take time. Sometimes these things take time, and to not get frustrated with time, but to kind of live in the energy of what's going on. What do you feel right now? What do you want to do? And I feel like that's what you need to focus on, because when you get too caught up in time, then that's when you start to bring in that anxiety. Give yourself time. I feel like it's give yourself time to work through this, right? To process through this, wherever you are in this journey, wherever you are, give yourself time to work through it, process it. Because when you do it, when you take your time and you work through it and you process it correctly, then you don't have to repeat it. Then you've learned so much from it. Setting those boundaries, giving yourself your own advice, being more comfortable. What is the key? Not getting other people's approval. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and have that calmness and be like, you know what? This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what it is. And stop being in your head with a preconceived of, no, it has to be the way that I feel it has to be. Yes, we can push for things and we can try and make things happen and we can have goals. But sometimes it's like, you know what? We just need to be where we are and see what we can learn from this moment. All right. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you're still hanging in there with me. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you have an amazing day and that something has resonated for you. If you want to leave, I love all your comments. They're so amazing. I haven't looked at them. I'm going to look at them after I do this reading. But I love looking at them because I've been busy with work. If you want to leave a sunflower in the comments, that would be so cool. I would appreciate that. Or if you choose something else, that's fine. Or if you choose not to, that's totally fine. I appreciate, whatever it is that you choose that you want to do. As always, stay positive, stay safe. I wish you the best on your journey, and love, love, love you guys so much. Like, I really appreciate you so much. You have no idea. All right. Huggy, 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 huggy. That's what I tell my granddaughter. I hold her and I shake her and I go, huggy, 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 huggy. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day.